Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Reese and I'm going to be your moderator today. We're going to kick off today's session in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting so everyone has a chance to join. Let us know where you're joining from using the chat or the comments, depending on what platform you're watching on. And yeah, if you have any questions about DataCamp Classrooms, get them in early and we will save them for the Q&A. If you haven't already, register for the event so you can get the recording and the resources sent to you. I'll be posting a link to that shortly. And yeah, I'll be posting a link to that and I'll be back to repeat these messages for any new joiners shortly. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Reese and I'll be your moderator today. We're going to kick off today's session in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting so everyone has a chance to join. In the meanwhile though, we'd love to hear from you, so let us know where you're joining from using the chat and the comments, depending on what platform you're watching on. And yeah, tell us something that you'd like to get out of today's webinar. If you have any specific questions about DataCamp Classrooms, send them in as soon as they spring to mind and we will save them for the Q&A as well. This session is being recorded and the recording will be emailed to everyone that is registered for the event. If you haven't already registered for the event, please do so by using the link that I've put in the chat, and you can also head over to our LinkedIn as well and find the link to get registered there. Unfortunately, the links in the chat aren't directly clickable. You will have to copy and paste them. I'm sorry about that. That's just the way it happens with LinkedIn, unfortunately. So yeah, apologies for that. A little bit of extra effort. I'll be back to repeat these messages for any new joiners shortly, but until then, enjoy the background music. Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar. My name is Reese and I'll be your moderator today. We're going to kick off today's session in about 15 seconds or so. We've just been waiting so everyone has had a chance to join. Let us know where you're joining from using the chat, the comments. It's always great to see the variety of locations that we've got people joining from. Brilliant. The last thing from me is this session is being recorded and the recording will be emailed to everyone that's registered for the event. If you haven't registered already, I've posted a link to it in the chat. You can also find it on our LinkedIn. But yeah, everyone that is registered will get emailed the recording as well as any other resources that we send in the chat. If you have any questions for either of our hosts today, then please let us know in the chat and we can save your questions for the Q&A. So send them through in the chat as soon as they spring to mind and I will save them for the Q&A. Brilliant. I think that's everything from me. So now I'll hand you over to your host for today's session, Nathaniel. Nathaniel, please take it away.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much, Reese, for that fantastic introduction. My name is Nathaniel Taylor Leach. You can also call me Nate. I'm the Social Impact Manager here at DataCamp, which means I run our two 100% free programs, DataCamp Donates, which is for nonprofits, NGOs, as well as DataCamp Classrooms, which is the reason why you are all here, our 100% free program for teachers and students around the world. We have an amazing turnout today. We have folks joining from the USA, from Nigeria, India, and Kenya, Philippines, Brazil, South Africa, Bangalore, London. So a really diverse group of amazing teachers all around the world that really reflects how broadly used DataCamp Classrooms is. Today is a very special day because it's the first time we've ever done this. This is the first ever DataCamp Classrooms orientation session. It's designed specifically for teachers who have recently signed up for DataCamp Classrooms, or maybe have been using it for a while and want to get the most out of all of its features, okay? So if you don't have DataCamp Classrooms yet, at the very beginning we'll go over how to get it, okay? But it's primarily we're going to be focused on making use of it once you already have access. And I also have a very special guest, a friend of mine, Ejem Basak from Brew College, who will also show you how she personally uses DataCamp Classrooms as well. We'll also be stopping at different points in the session to answer questions directly about topics that we just covered. And then we'll have a final Q&A session at the very end. So whenever you see something that you have a question about, get that question in there right away. So let's transition over to the slides and get this show on the road, shall we? Okay. So this is DataCamp Classrooms orientation for today, autumn. Our mission is to democratize data science education. And DataCamp has helped well over 500,000 students and teachers from 180 countries build their data science and analytics skills for free. How much over? I'll tell you in a little bit. So students and teachers get DataCamp Premium free for their entire academic careers with DataCamp Classrooms. Let me say that again. Teachers and students get DataCamp Premium free for their entire academic careers with DataCamp Classrooms. Okay, so as long as a student is enrolled in a degree-giving institution or a teacher is employed by a degree-giving institution, they are eligible to get DataCamp Premium through DataCamp Classrooms. So there's really no need we don't want teachers' money. At the end of the day, we believe teachers and students are not cash cows. We will sell DataCamp to your school, to your entire institution, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But you, the teacher, we don't want you paying out of pocket for any of this, which is why DataCamp Classrooms exists. The next decade's 5 most in-demand skills, digital literacy, data literacy, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity, all 5 of those, especially the first 2, can be practiced, honed, and perfected using DataCamp and all these technologies that you see here. And I want to especially point out our new OpenAI courses about ChatGPT. Every teacher owes it to themselves to learn about ChatGPT and see how it works, okay? Because as you all know, a lot of students are going to be using it. We have to adapt, so you need to learn about it so that you can judge it and be able to detect students' work with it. We also have these wonderful theory-based courses which have no coding or math involved. Perfect way to get students from all disciplines data literate. You can transform your class with DataCamp Classrooms, making learning accessible anywhere, anytime. It's our full premium product. The mobile app works right in there. You can empower your students to learn, collaborate on data projects as a group using Workspace, we'll talk about that later, and enhance career readiness. I've received so many testimonials from teachers who say that their students were able to land internships, land high-paying jobs straight out of college because the topics they were interviewed about were related to skills and topics that they learned on DataCamp. Plus, the confidence that you as a teacher can instill in them during that is absolutely crucial to nailing that first job. All our paid content is free for teachers and students. That's over 440 interactive courses, 60 practice sessions, 90 curated learning paths, 120 real-life projects and case studies, 280 expert instructors, 20 skill assessments, 5 certifications. Yes, our full-blown professional certifications are also included for free, as well as 20+ competitions, which we're adding all the time. And it's not just that, supporting materials for beginner and advanced learners. We have these amazing cheat sheets, PDFs that you can download, which are super popular. We have weekly webinars and live trainings, usually multiple ones a week, just like this one. And you can very easily sign up for all of those and get some amazing content and learn from experts in the field. I write tons of blogs, and our team puts out tons of extra tutorials that can be very, very helpful as well. We have a wonderful podcast, Data Framed, hosted by Adele and Richie. Definitely encourage you to check it out. And then we have the Radar AI conference coming up soon. That's another great way to network and discover more. And all of this is included. So like, what exactly is this worth? What exactly are you getting? Well, let me break it down for you. If you go to our pricings page, you'll see DataCamp Classrooms is DataCamp Teams. You get everything that comes with DataCamp Teams. Right now it's on sale, but at the full price, we charge $25 a month. But it's not just that. You also get access to DataCamp Workspace for you and all of your learners, which is a normal value of $15 a month. And with DataCamp Classrooms, you're getting access for you and your students for 6 months in total. So that's a $40 per user per month value. A 6-month DataCamp Classroom of one teacher and let's say 49 students is worth $12,600. So it's really the gold standard in data science education, but you don't need to fork over some gold to get it. In fact, you don't need to fork over anything. You don't even need to fork over your credit card. It's not a free trial. When your current classroom expires, all you need to do is apply for a new one, and then you could retain that free premium access as long as you're a teacher. I want to show you just a few DataCamp Classrooms all-time stats. Since our soft launch in 2016, teachers have made over 38,000 DataCamp Classrooms in over 13,000 schools over 180 countries. And combined with our program, DataCamp Donates, which is for nonprofit organizations supporting disadvantaged people in need, we've donated over 950,000 total scholarships to students, teachers, nonprofits, and disadvantaged individuals. We are so unbelievably proud of this, and later on I'll show you how you can help us get to 1 million. Spoiler alert, it's by making more classrooms and inviting more of your students. So, who's eligible to apply? College and university professors at degree-giving institutions worldwide. So, if you at an institution of higher learning and they give bachelor degrees, they give out master's degrees, they give out doctorate degrees, you qualify. Additionally, high school, secondary school teachers in Australia, Belgium, Canada, Czech Republic, France, Poland, Turkey, UK, and USA, as well as Singapore, which sadly is not on this list, but they are also included, may also apply, okay? So we are expanding to countries one by one, and Ejim, when she comes on, is actually going to tell you a little bit about how we collaborated together to actually bring this to Turkey, which was a very inspiring story. So I want to go over the classroom form. Reese should put in a link to the DataCamp Classrooms form. This is designed for teachers, okay? So you must be actively teaching something at your school. It doesn't have to be data. It could be anything. You could be an English teacher. If you want to get data literate, DataCamp Classrooms is for you. You don't have to invite any students either. If you just want to use it for yourself, it's there for you. So what do we need? We need your school email address. We need the name of your school. We need the country that you're in. If you're in the US, we'll also ask for your state. Then we have the most important part, a link to your personal faculty page or staff directory. We use this page to verify if you're an active teacher. Your faculty page or staff directory on your school's website must include your name, your faculty email address that must be identical to the one you provide on this form, and your job title. Acceptable job titles could be professor, assistant professor, teacher, teaching assistant, lecturer, part-time faculty, docent. We also see a lot of researchers and research assistants. On its own, that job title is not enough. It must be clear on your page that you're also teaching some courses. And an example of an absolutely perfect faculty page would be the one from our guest right now, Ejim Basak. Now, obviously, every school is different and every school's IT capabilities are different, but here's a perfect example of what we're looking for. Clearly see their name, we see their email address, and we see their title, assistant professor, right there. And that's really all we need. If we in case we're ever having trouble verifying your status, we will reach out to you, so please stay tuned to your email address for any communication from the DataCamp support team. Okay, so you've gotten your DataCamp Classroom, you've been approved, you're in oh, we're not there yet. So you have to continue filling out the form. Just quickly, your class name will be the name of your DataCamp Classroom group, but you can change that at any time. So don't worry, you can put in a placeholder. For role, there are 3 options. You can select the one closest to your job title, professor, instructor, or high school teacher. Now, I know high school teacher is kind of an Americanism. What we mean by that is secondary school teacher. So please only select high school teacher if you're teaching secondary school students 18 and under, okay? And then the start date. Default to setting the start date as the first date of your class. If the group is approved before the start date, you can start inviting students early and creating teams. However, your premium content access to our entire curriculum in Workspace will open on that start date for you and your learners. So before the start date, you will only be able to take the first chapter of courses, for example. So if you want to get premium access immediately upon approval, set the start date to today. And as soon as you're approved, your 6-month timer starts. So you've created your classroom. Who can you invite into your classroom? Students at least 16 years age. Or if you're in the United States, you can invite students as young as 13, but those between the ages of 13 and 15, you must get written parental consent for them to make an account on DataCamp. Okay, and it is really a lifeline for teachers and students studying data. As you can see here, just 3 examples of different types of, sure, we have data science and business teachers, but we also have Brian, a professor of social work. Any field these days that you're going to school for you're going to be drowning in data. So no matter what the field, whether it's in social sciences or even the arts, data can be utilized. And next, the best person to show you exactly how that can be done is our guest today, Ecem Basak, PhD. She is Assistant Professor of Information Systems at the Zicklin School of Business at Baruch College as part of CUNY, the City University of New York. She's an amazing person who reached out to me. She's from Turkey originally and reached out to me after the tragic earthquake struck, and we were able to work together to benefit and provide a little bit of free education for the people in Turkey while they were out of their homes. And she has some wonderful insights on how she uses DataCamp Classrooms as well. So she'll be speaking for the next 5-10 minutes. And if you have any questions specifically for Ecem, we'll get to those at the very end of the presentation. So Ecem, take it away.
Thank you, Nate, for the great introduction, and thank you for inviting me to this seminar. I'm very happy to share my experience with DataCamp with all these educators from all around the world. So yeah, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm an assistant professor at the Zicklin School of Business at Baruch College. So like Nate said, I'm originally from Istanbul, Turkey. Before I moved to the States, I did my bachelor, Master of Science, and PhD, all but dissertation in industrial engineering back in Turkey. But then I decided to change my discipline. I decided to study information systems. And then I moved to the US. I did my PhD in management information systems at University of Illinois at Chicago. I graduated in December 2021. And then I started working as an assistant professor at Baruch College in January 2022. So I'm still very new at this. But since I've started it, I've been teaching big data technologies class at both graduate and undergraduate levels. So this is a very hands-on oriented class. It's a complex and advanced level of elective course that students are choosing, especially senior students. So I'm gonna share my experience with you, like how I use DataCamp Classroom in my big data technologies. But before I share those experiences, first I want to give a little bit more information about this course that I'm teaching. So mainly I've been teaching the distributed processing technologies such as Elasticsearch, AWS Kinesis, PySpark, MapReduce, and so on. And we are implementing these technologies in AWS Web Services environment. So we are not using a sandbox environment, but we are using the management console like a business user or another individual user. So students gain hands-on experience. And along with these, I'm also teaching like terminal or the shell basics and containerization and Docker. As I said, this is a very hands-on oriented course, and I'm using DataCamp to reinforce my students' learning experience. And I'm using DataCamp Classrooms to assign them additional courses or exercises so that they can emphasize or reinforce what they have learned from me. So basically, the first time I signed up for the classroom, I used global search feature in DataCamp to find the courses that I can assign to my students. And since I'm teaching AWS and PySpark, those were the main keywords that I use in the search. And I was mainly interested in the courses that I can assign to my students, but they're not just courses or chapters, they're also blogs or skills assessment or some other professional certificates. And there are different ways of finding these courses as well. But again, for me, the best way is to use this global search feature on DataCamp environment. And when you do this search, you can also filter these courses or the chapters by the skill level to like beginner, advanced, or intermediate. But for me, like I even did a couple of these courses by myself before I assign to my students. I see that, yeah, they are well aligned with the things that I'm already teaching to them. So that's why, like in my search, I don't necessarily use the skill level filter, but of course you can use it. And I really like the interface here, and I really like the fact that you can do many different things, like you can assign chapters, courses, tracks, or even experience points. In my case, I assign chapters mostly, just a preference, though there is there is no other reason. And here you can also see the due dates, the completion percentage, or the missed assignments percentage. Here you might see that there are many missed assignments right now in this particular screenshot, because until this semester, I was using DataCamp Classrooms, these assignments as for extra credits purposes. So these assignments on DataCamp, they weren't mandatory. So students were just willing to do them if they want to get extra credits. So that's why my completion rates here might be lower. But starting from this semester, actually, I decided to include DataCamp in my course syllabus more and make them better part of the mandatory assignments. And it's also very easy to see if students completed the assignments on time or not. I mean, this is just an example from my own experience. I was also like assigning some chapters or courses to myself just to play with this interface. And as you can see in this screenshot, you can see if a person completed an assignment or not. So this also makes my job easier, because in this case, they do not have to submit anything to me independently. At Borough College, we use Blackboard. So normally the students use Blackboard to submit their assignments. But with this interface, I can easily go to DataCamp, go to the assignments and see if students completed or not. In order to give you a little bit more detailed information of my syllabus and how I integrate DataCamp into my tentative schedule, this is an example of my tentative schedule for this for the semester. As you see, this semester, like I said, I'm giving DataCamp classroom assignments as mandatory assignments. I mean, there are still some extra credit assignments that I'm assigning to students, but based on the feedback that I received from the students, they really like the fact that they can complete these courses on DataCamp and they can get a statement of achievement certificate at the end. So that's why I still want to give them something more so that they can get more certificates from DataCamp. And we have this another example of the instructions that I give the students. So basically, I create these documents, like put a screenshot from the DataCamp course page, and then give information and brief information about the chapters that they are responsible for. And still, I'm telling them, okay, these are the points that they gain. Again, this is just a preference for me, assigning chapters independently. And I even mentioned them that, like, okay, you don't have to submit anything to Blackboard. I'm just going to see on DataCamp interface whether you completed a course or a chapter or not. So yeah, this is how I use DataCamp in my class. Like, so every semester, actually, I've been learning more and more stuff with DataCamp as well. So I'm trying to integrate those new features or those new things to my course schedule too. And when it comes to the, I guess, the story that how I met with Nate, so that was due to a drastic event, but that drastic event actually created this friendship, let's say. So if you know, yeah, there was a very devastating earthquake happened in February 2023 in Turkey. Like a huge region was impacted by that earthquake. I mean, luckily, my family is not from the area, or my parents, they're not, or my friends are not from that area either. But as an immigrant, I was feeling I was feeling devastated, and I was feeling very hopeless. So, and I was wanting to do something, like, of course, the donations are one thing that we can do, but I wanted to do more. And I was already familiar with the DataCamp Donates initiative, that the DataCamp donates, and I was already using DataCamp Classrooms. So even though maybe education is not the main need in an event like that, I wanted to do something for Turkey. And I reached out to DataCamp and explained the situation. And at the same time, another teacher, actually from Turkey, a secondary school teacher, reached out to Nate and brought this idea of bringing DataCamp Classrooms to the high school teachers in Turkey. And Nate asked me if I wanted to be part of this initiative. So I'm like, yeah, I would like to do that. Like, I was gonna feel better if I can do something for the people in Turkey, because being an immigrant is not an easy thing to do, like being far from your hometown and from your family and friends. And this is how we started this initiative, and I'm very proud. I'm very proud of being part of this. So yeah, thank you for having me here, and I will be happy to answer your questions at the end of the webinar.
Thank you so much, Ecem. Yeah, it's been amazing working with you. And the really crazy part is that Gökay, the secondary school teacher from Turkey, actually reached out like a week or two before the earthquake struck, because he had seen that we had started providing it to other places nearby in Czech Republic and Poland. And so then when the earthquakes hit, it was really like, wow, we really need to move on this. And it allowed us to bring DataCamp Classrooms to secondary schools in like a month, less than a month after the earthquakes hit, which is amazing. So going back to, if we can share my screen again, you can see what Gökay's thoughts are here. Yeah, Gökay, what he had to do is provide a list of all the secondary schools in Turkey and their email domains, and then I work with Ecem on our side to help me understand what those websites look like and verify all of those things and translate our comms into Turkish. It was a really wonderful experience, and now we have 33% more free users in Turkey now than we did at the same point last year, which is amazing. Over 100 academic groups, not to mention a partnership with Data Science Turkey, which is providing over 300 scholarships to people there. And as you said, of course, this isn't the main thing that people need in the event of such a tragedy. They need food, they need water, they need shelter, right? But without electricity, without internet and other things, you need when you can't go to school anymore, education is also really important, right? You need something to do, right, and to maintain hope. And if you can work on yourself, then this is just another wonderful thing. And our hopes were true. We're definitely filling a need there. So thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. And now I want to introduce to you my friend Elena, who's made a series of wonderful videos. I've provided a short edited version down, and we're going to watch 4 or maybe even 5 videos, and that will show you exactly how to get the best use out of DataCamp. Now, as you're watching these videos, we're going to pause after each video, and I'm going to address some questions or even demo some features that you have some questions about. So as we watch this video and you have questions about anything that you're seeing, please put the questions in the chat. And once the video ends, it's just a couple minutes long, I'll address them. Okay? Great. Let's take it away.
Hi, I'm Elena from DataCamp. Welcome to the first episode of our Admin University series, where we explore best practices to help you launch a successful learning program with DataCamp. As an admin, your goal for the first 1 or 2 weeks is to get all the learners set up on DataCamp. This is what we'll focus on today. Let's go to the Group Hub, the main admin interface as part of your DataCamp Teams account, and look at the adoption chart. Here you can see a quick license usage overview that will help you track onboarding progress. The goal for every admin is to make this a full blue circle, meaning all licenses are allocated to learners and everyone has accepted your invitation to DataCamp and started engaging with content on the platform. Before inviting users to the platform, we recommend creating teams first. Teams help you organize the learning for each user group through team assignments and increase learning engagement for large programs. Creating teams also helps you easier compare engagement among different learner groups down the road. Let's explore 2 possible ways to invite learners to the team. You can do so by opening a team from the Teams tab or by navigating to the Members panel and choosing a team from the drop-down at the top. In the upper right corner, you can see options to invite via email or via an invite link. For programs that require fine-grained access to a group of users, you can choose the invite via email option. You can pass the complete list of emails to the text field, select teams to add members to, and then choose to assign admin permissions. There are 3 levels of admin access with DataCamp Teams. Team managers can create team assignments and view reporting for their team. This is especially useful when giving line managers the ability to track how their team is learning on DataCamp. Managers can create assignments for all teams and view reporting for the whole organization. This role is great for anyone on the learning team looking to monitor and report on the wider organization's learning progress. Admins can do everything that team managers and managers can, but can also invite learners to DataCamp platform and configure billing settings. If you want to invite users at scale, we recommend creating a secure invite link. In the link creation dialog, you can specify allowed domains to join and choose teams to invite people to. A user can be part of multiple teams. For example, they can be included in the marketing team and business analytics team. Once you create an invite link, you can share it with your learners however you prefer. You can also revoke link access in the Invite Links tab of the Members panel. If you don't have enough licenses to accommodate all the learners who join the link, these learners will be added to the waiting list. You can further extend the number of licenses from the Group Hub menu to allow everyone on the team to learn on DataCamp. After inviting users to the platform, we recommend assigning a dedicated team manager for each team for easy reporting access, highlighting the success of learning champions within each team, and supporting members lagging behind the program goals. As part of your DataCamp Teams subscription, you can have unlimited admins, managers, and team managers. By giving them basic access to DataCamp, your admins won't take up a license. But if you want them to also learn on the platform, make sure to allocate a license to them. Once you invite the learners to join DataCamp, return to the dashboard page. You can also check who hasn't yet accepted the invite link and contact them directly. To recap, we have walked through inviting learners to a DataCamp group, tracking onboarding progress, and accelerating adoption by creating teams. Prioritize these actions for the first 1 or 2 weeks to lay a solid foundation for a quick start of your data upskilling program.
Okay, Thank you so much. Okay, so we can go back to the slide real quick. So we just discussed onboarding learners and accelerating adoption. Inviting learners. We showed you that special invite link, which is the easiest way. If all of your students have student email addresses anyway, just put in your email domain. Done. Super recommend creating teams. Also, you can have as many teams as you want. People can be in multiple teams. Let's say you're teaching the same course, but to 2 different groups of students. One group meets on Mondays and Wednesdays. The other one meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Create a team for each one of those. And then also you can have unlimited admins, managers, team managers. So if you have any assistants helping you out, it's perfect for that. Okay. Anyone have any specific questions about this? Any questions about anything else? We'll save for the end. But anything covered in this video? Going once? Going twice? Okay, let's move on. To the next video.
Hi, I'm Elena from DataCamp. Welcome to the second episode of the Admin University series, where we explore best practices to help you launch a successful learning program with DataCamp. In the previous video, we covered how to ensure fast learner onboarding. Today, we'll focus on your next goal, boosting learner engagement on DataCamp. Over and over again, we see that the most common ingredients for successful learning programs with high engagement are personalization and structure, where every individual's learning path directly aligns with how better data skills can be applied in their day-to-day roles. Luckily, DataCamp helps you personalize and structure learning programs for your organization at scale through tracks and assignments. First, let's cover tracks and how you can benefit from them. DataCamp tracks are curated learning paths that we prepared with the help of 270+ instructors and curriculum experts. There are 3 types of tracks available on DataCamp: skill tracks, career tracks, and custom tracks. To see the full learning catalog, navigate to the Learn Hub. Let's start with skill tracks. Skill tracks are most helpful when you need to fill in certain data skill gaps, whether it's Power BI, deep learning in Python, or data skills for business. We've got you covered. To identify if you have a certain skill gap in your team, you can ask your learners to complete related assessments. You can find assessments for certain Python, SQL, R, and theory skills inside the Assessments tab. Once learners complete assessments, they will get personalized recommendations on the skills they need to master and will be able to shape their learning program. Assessment insights for admins are available as part of the Enterprise plan, so make sure to contact us if you want to unlock this feature and see your organization's skill balance sheet. Career tracks are the second type of tracks on DataCamp. They are most helpful when learners want to make a career transition or get a promotion to another role. Career tracks comprise several skills required for a certain role and usually take from 30 to 100 hours to complete. Let's see what is inside the Data Scientist with Python career track. This track features 23 courses, 6 projects, 3 skill assessments, and takes about 90 hours to complete. After completing this track, learners will gain hands-on experience in data manipulation, data visualization, statistics, and machine learning in Python. Custom tracks or organization tracks are the third type of tracks and are only available for enterprise customers. We'll cover custom tracks in the last video of the Admin University series. To help you craft learning paths, we've also prepared a curriculum cheat sheet detailing key learning personas and recommended learning pathways. The link to the cheat sheet will be in the video description. The best way to encourage your learners to complete a track is through assignments. Assignments are awesome in helping your learners focus on their learning goals. The idea is simple. You assign a group of learners to complete some learning by a certain deadline. This assignment then highlights the importance of a certain course, project, assessment, or track and helps set urgency behind learning goals. To create an assignment, choose the team you want to create it for, go to the Assignments tab and click Create Assignment. Here you can see that you can assign content at different levels of granularity, from a single chapter of a course up to a whole track. The Earn XP assignment just asks each learner to collect a given amount of experience points before the deadline. This can be a great tool over the first week after onboarding to get learners to explore the platform. Creating an assignment is really easy. You choose a content title and then name autocompletes. And then you just have to decide whether the whole team or only certain individuals are getting an assignment and the date they need to complete it by. Choosing a reasonable date is essential. To estimate the date, look at how much a course, an assessment, or track takes and divide it by the number of hours you estimate your learners to spend on DataCamp per week. After creating an assignment, learners will see it highlighted in their main dashboard and will be more likely to complete it. In the Assignments tab on the Group Hub, you can track the assignment's progress, check who has completed it, and reach out to users who are lagging behind. DataCamp tracks and assignments are key techniques to boost learners' engagement on DataCamp. They provide focus, personalization, and structure, which are very important for busy professionals.
Okay, so thank you, Alina. So that was increasing learner engagement. Questions, please get them in. And these videos were, and a YouTube playlist with all of these videos was just shared on the chat in case you are interested in that as well. And coming up soon, we're going to talk about how DataCamp builds and sustains data literacy with our ALPA loop: assess, learn, practice, and apply. And once again, let's go over the roadmap. You log into your DataCamp classroom, create your teams, invite learners, invite team managers and managers, create and give assignments, and then monitor your students' progress.
Tracking your program's success and reporting on its outcomes. There are plenty of learning insights and reports available for admins and managers in DataCamp's Group Hub. Some reports might have little data for you now, but as learners engage with the platform, you will see something like this. The most important charts are located on your main Group Hub dashboard. Let's go over the ways you can measure engagement and then dive into ways you can measure skill acquisition and improvement. Take a look at the total hours spent learning chart. This chart shows the amount of time spent in hours by all learners within your organization. Pay attention to the overall trend line. Ideally, the total hours spent learning should always be an upward trend line. To ensure accurate measurement of learning time, we have implemented a 5-minute inactivity limit, excluding individuals who have simply opened DataCamp in another browser tab. Active members last month shows the number of users that earned some experience points last month. It means they logged in and did some learning on DataCamp. To see your data champions, open the leaderboard. By default, the leaderboard is available to all the group members, so they can see how their colleagues are doing as well. You can identify top learners who earn the most XP and complete the most courses, reach out to them, and share their stories with those who haven't been learning at DataCamp. If you want to track how your organization benchmarks against other DataCamp for Business customers, head over to the Insight and Analytics and open the Engagement report. For each report in Insights and Analytics section, you can see learning statistics for specific teams and for the organization as a whole. Next, you might be interested in what content learners engage with on DataCamp. The Total Unit Completions dashboard can help you with that. A unit corresponds to an assessment, course, chapter, practice exercise, or project. At DataCamp, our philosophy is learn by doing, and this is powered by our learning framework, the ALPA loop, which stands for Assess, Learn, Practice, Apply, and Repeat. This means whether as part of your assignments or while exploring the platform on their own, learners will most likely engage with assessments, courses, practice pools, and real-world projects.
Okay, thank you very much, Elena. So that was tracking program success. And it looks like we have a pertinent question up on here from Natalia. Is there a person at DataCamp teachers can email with questions? We have our wonderful support team that is located all over the world, working around the clock, that you can submit questions to. Here is the link, Reese, if you want to make sure that everyone gets that to submit a ticket, and I'll actually show you what that looks like and how to make sure that you submit it in the best possible way. So any of these will work. If you're having trouble logging into your account or people don't have access, you might want to use account building. You have a question about our Learn content, use Learn, Workspace certification, or if you're just not sure, select something else. okay? And be as detailed as possible. Give us a subject. Give us a reason that best fits here. Give us as much detail in your message. Please provide any links that may help. You can include the link to your DataCamp dashboard. That would be helpful as well. The most important part is that on account plan, you select classroom/donates, okay? As well as any attachments, so screenshots, anything at all. The more detail and information that you can give to our support team, the faster and more effectively they'll be able to help you out. Hope that answers your question. Okay. Do we have any other questions? No. Okay, so let's move on to the next video, shall we?
Today, we'll focus on how DataCamp can help you encourage a vibrant data culture within your organization. We will discuss the 4 key tactics that proved to be successful among DataCamp teams clients. Even if you do not implement every single tactic, just including one can be extremely helpful in fostering a vibrant community around data upskilling within your organization. The first tactic is to promote healthy competition around learning by using the DataCamp leaderboard. You can use the leaderboard to run official competitions for learners to complete the most courses in 30 days or to get the most XP. Sharing testimonials of the champions and gifting them with prizes can help motivate less engaged learners to start completing more learning on DataCamp. The second tactic is to encourage your learners to watch DataCamp webinars, attend virtual live events, listen to podcasts, and explore cheat sheets and tutorials. To see the list of upcoming live events, navigate to the Live Events tab in the Learn Hub. To explore past webinars, cheat sheets, podcasts, and blogs, open the Resource Center. We have a lot of inspiring and helpful content with thought leaders and industry experts that your team can engage with pleasure in their free time, so make sure to utilize that and promote it internally. The third tactic we want to share is launching hackathons using DataCamp Workspace. DataCamp Workspace is a modern data science notebook in the cloud that helps learners apply the skills to real-world problems. Organizations can run DataCamp Workspace in a restricted mode, which will allow learners to use only authorized data and packages. Your internal data experts can prepare a company's dataset, come up with a challenging task, and turn it into a workspace challenge. Your learners can form teams and try to solve the problem collaboratively, right in the browser, no matter what location they are physically in. Hackathons could be a great tool to promote collaboration and create healthy competition around applying data skills directly to what matters in your organization. Last but not least, you can promote DataCamp certifications among employees to solidify their learnings and further foster a growth culture. Getting certified makes learners feel more confident in their newly acquired skills. It can also be a stepping stone for promotions and internal job mobility. Certifications are included with your DataCamp Teams subscription, so make sure to promote them to your learners and allow them to cement their skills. Find more information on our data scientist, data analyst, and data engineer certifications in the video description. In this video, we covered 4 tactics to help you build a vibrant data culture. We've discussed leaderboard competitions, promoting DataCamp's live events, webinars, and podcasts, launching hackathons using workspace projects, and certifying your employees with DataCamp certification.
All right, so that was a lot to go over, a lot to cover, some really amazing features there as well that we should all be aware of. So I definitely want to take a pause. If anyone has any questions about certification, about DataCamp Workspace, we could do a whole demo of Workspace if you like. I'm trying to create this so that I'm only giving you the information that you're most interested in. Let's take a question right here from M. Shahid. Sir, how to get a remote job in AI and data science? Well, not an easy question to answer. There's so many variables, but the best thing that I can recommend is get certified. Get your DataCamp certification. Demand for data professionals has never been higher. We're seeing so much growth in the employer demand for data scientists, and we estimate over 11 million new jobs by 2026. DataCamp certification is an official recognition that an individual has achieved the required skill level as either a data scientist, data analyst, or data engineer. Our certifications have been developed with the help of data experts representing a variety of industries, organizations, and roles, and we're always making them better. And they're not easy, so to get one of these is a real accomplishment. They have about 25% pass rate. So there are 3 different essential roles. that you can get certified in, and 2 different levels, right? So the associate level and the professional level. Professional data engineer certification is on its way for next year. However, the other 5 are all available. Certification process is straightforward. Once you register, it begins a 30-day countdown to complete. You get 1 or 2 timed exams, depending on the certification, which must be passed within 2 attempts. Then a practical exam, which you also have 2 attempts. Some of them are hand-graded by a human. We have example presentations as well as a practical hub and practice tests. And if you fail, you're just locked out of that certification for 14 days. So just wait 2 weeks, study up, revisit one of our career tracks, and try again. And it really is a certification, an express ticket to success, whether they're students from DataCamp Classrooms or they're disadvantaged learners through our DataCamp Donates program. Certified users are far more likely to land jobs. You also get invited to a special DataCamp certified community, an online space where you can talk to other certified users from all over the world and network. And if you're not involved with any nonprofit communities around data science, I really encourage you to just do that, to join a community, join a nonprofit, and network. That's a really effective way of putting yourself out there. Okay, we have another question here from Sammy. Is there any benefit of computing power from running notebooks on the DataCamp platform? Certainly. Let's take a look at Workspace. So DataCamp Donates and Classrooms teams have premium access to Workspace for free in their Classrooms groups. Okay, so when you are a free user, you can create 3 workspaces. You have very limited RAM and CPU, and it's pretty limited. However, with DataCamp Classrooms, you have unlimited private workspaces. You can easily share workspaces with everyone in your group. You have 16 gigabyte RAM and 8 vCPUs, and you have a full 1-year revision history, which outlasts the length of the classroom. So you'll always be able to look back and see every single revision everyone has ever done. And it can be used to organize and execute large-scale data science hackathons, but also you can use it just as postgraduate collaborative research and analysis, or just to create custom lessons and assignments. You want to create your import, you can use one of the many data sets that we have available, or just import a CSV and create a custom project right there on Workspace, so that you can offload a lot of your classwork right onto DataCamp proper. Okay, so I think anyone have any other questions about DataCamp Workspace, or DataCamp certification, or anything like that? Let's move on to the next video. The final video.
We hope you enjoyed the last set of videos on how you can make the most of your time with DataCamp teams. I wanted to show you what's possible with DataCamp Enterprise and how you can drive even more value with your learning program. First, let's cover SSO integration. As your program scales, you might get a request to comply with internal security policies and provide your learners with the smoothest possible access to DataCamp. Enabling SSO simplifies the login process and credentials administration, which in turn accelerates adoption and ensures your security team is happy. Second, let's cover custom tracks. Custom tracks allow you to provide tailored learning paths for each of your learning personas. If your program scales to multiple departments and roles, it might become challenging to provide guidance for dozens of personas only through creating teams and assignments. At this point, custom tracks can help you execute personalization and structure at scale. A custom track can consist of courses, chapters from courses, assessments, projects, and even webinars, cheat sheets, tutorials, podcasts, and plenty of other resources. With custom tracks, you can blend several skill or career tracks, add engaging materials, remove irrelevant content, and add corporate branding elements via track titles and track descriptions. Third, let's discover the organization's skill matrix. The skill matrix acts as the balance sheet for your organization's data skills. Once your learners start completing assessments, this matrix populates with their scores. The skill matrix can help you track the skill acquisition dynamics and adjust your learning strategy to focus on the most critical topics for your organization and deprioritize covering the skills your team already has. Fourth, let's talk about LMS integration. Setting up an LMS integration is most helpful when you are running other learning programs for the same audience. You can embed DataCamp content within your LMS and provide a one-stop shop for all of the employees' upskilling. Last but not least, let's talk about advanced reporting. I've mentioned that DataCamp provides you with numerous pre-built reports to showcase your learning program outcomes. But if you want to build custom reports, get access to individual skill assessment scores, and dive deeper into the learning program insights, you can export the platform usage data and connect it to your internal dashboarding services, such as Power BI or Tableau. In this video, we covered 5 enterprise features that can help you battle future challenges. We've discussed SSL integration, custom tracks, skill metrics, LMS integration, and advanced reporting. We're thrilled to see what impact you can have with your own learning program. As always, make sure to reach out to us for support in applying all the best practices discussed in the Admin University series to your organizational context. Happy learning!
Alina, appreciate that. All right, so that was the end of the video. So now we can go on to the full Q&A, so get those questions in there. Alina just told you about some of the benefits for purchasing an academic enterprise plan, okay? So we're talking about the paid plans. Why would you want that? Well, if your school, if you know a lot of teachers at your school that are utilizing DataCamp Classrooms, maybe it's worth it to tuck it to your management and say, hey, why don't we purchase this directly from DataCamp? We could have so many more features, and administration can look into all of the reporting and all of the data being collected. And also, institutions, universities are massive, and not just teachers should become data literate. Think of all the people in the bursar's office, the financial aid office, the admissions office, right? They are drowning in data. So this is something that all staff members, not just teaching faculty, can benefit from. And then you don't have to create a new classroom every 6 months. You don't have to worry about it. It just is there for you, as well as premium, the best support so your support will answer those requests best. So here's just a breakdown of the differences that you get. So classrooms last for 6 months. Academic enterprise plan lasts for a full year. Both plans give you full access to the entire library, assignments, teams creation, certifications, and premium workspace. However, with academic enterprise, you also get advanced reporting and data export. Data export is so crucial to be able to just export everyone's activity into a spreadsheet, a CSV, and work on it your own. You can create custom reports. You can do single sign-on, which would be great for security features. If you're using some other LMS system that you want to integrate this with, you totally can. You get a dedicated customer success manager for your whole organization, as well as the ability to create your own custom tracks, remix our courses, our content into your own order, and just tie that directly into your syllabus. Pretty amazing stuff. So yeah, another look at all the cool things you can see, these curated learning paths you can create, as well as a whole team of experts that are at everyone at your school's beck and call. So if you know that your school is utilizing DataCamp Classrooms a lot and you want to supercharge this, I definitely recommend floating this to your manager and having them book a demo with our sales team. There's just so many things that you can take advantage of. Okay. And also, one of our favorite clients is Western Governors University, one of our biggest clients. They're delivering training to over 2,000 students, 7 tailored learning paths aligned with WGO's competency-based frameworks, SSO integration for a smooth rollout, and they've seen a 36% increase in the 2-year graduation rate after implementing DataCamp, which is truly incredible. I also just want to hit that before we get to these, let's get to some questions. And Ekam, feel free to come back on if you have anything else to add. Okay. From Jesus, the education version of DataCamp has requirements for free registration. So anyone can make an account on DataCamp for free. But to get access to your own classroom, you need to be a teacher. And we need to see that faculty page that clearly shows your name, your title, and your email address. Another question. As for certification, what is the monetary cost for someone who enrolled in data scientist with Python via Naya.ai? Naya.ai is a DataCamp donates partner. So To get certified through them should cost their learners nothing, just like their DataCamp Donates access. If you feel free to follow up with me directly on LinkedIn if you have further questions on that. Iseaka. Okay, another question. All right, from Sammy, it sounds interesting. The platform seems user-friendly, but since it is something new, is there any documentation or reference to help teachers use the different features of DataCamp Classroom? Well, it's actually not new. It's almost as old as DataCamp itself. It's been in existence since 2016, which is why we've been able to amass over almost 1 million free users through the program so far. Obviously, this video is created and designed to be a resource, and Reese will put in the Slack channel links to our support page, which has an FAQ with all the most common questions asked. If you scroll up from the Classrooms application page as well, you will see right here some of the most popular questions as well. Okay. So yeah, we have tons of resources to help you, but we've made a lot of improvements. For example, DataCamp Workspace, that edition is a relatively recent addition. So we're always trying to make it better. Hope I answered your question. Okay, there was one other question that I thought was interesting. Okay, from Diloram, can homeschooling parents apply for classrooms? No, unfortunately, we don't have the program works based off of the email domains of institutions, of schools. So if you are not a teacher at a school, if you do not have a school email address, the Classrooms form will not work for you. However, there are many nonprofit organizations that exist solely to support parents who are homeschooling. Those nonprofit organizations could apply to become DataCamp Donates partners. And upon becoming DataCamp Donates partners, they can provide scholarships for parents who are homeschooling their students. Same rules apply, however. Students must be at least 16 years old to make an account on DataCamp, or at least 13 in the US. Okay? However, you can, as an adult, you can utilize DataCamp and just show it to a child of any age, right? You can even download our videos and our slides to present for offline viewing as well. The key point is that students under the age of 16 can't make their own DataCamp account. We don't want their personal information. To apply for DataCamp Donates, you can go to datacamp.com/donate/apply, and applications are open right now. I'll put that link in the chat. Okay. All right, we're coming up on time. We have time for 2 more questions. Will DataCamp be available for Peru to test the free layer for education? DataCamp is available in Peru for university teachers and students. I would love to bring DataCamp Classrooms to their secondary school teachers as well, okay? If you are interested, so in order to do that, I need to collaborate with teachers in creating a list of all the secondary schools in Peru, along with their websites and email domains. If you can help me do that, by all means, connect with me on LinkedIn, shoot me a message, and we can work on that together. But if you teach at a university or college, then that gives out undergraduate degrees or master's degrees, you are already eligible, my friend. The only countries that DataCamp Classrooms is not available in are the countries that we also can't sell to for OFAC reasons. So in certain territories such as Iran, Crimea, North Korea, Cuba, unfortunately, just legal things. But if you can buy DataCamp, then you can get DataCamp Classrooms. All right, we are at time. One more question. How do I get my Leadership Development Center to be a part of DataCamp Donates? Not sure if this Leadership Development Center is affiliated with your university or not. If you're not sure, go to datacamp.com/donate/apply. Check out the application form. It'll become clear if your organization qualifies. If it is registered in your country as a nonprofit organization or charitable trust or something along that lines, then you have a really good shot. Okay, last call for questions. Okay, I'm just going to go through, if you could just bring up my slides one more time in a minute. I just want to, very proud. We have the DataCamp Classrooms annual report from last year. Reese is going to put a link in the chat. You can read through it and just see all the beautiful data on the last academic year. Teachers made over 7,600 DataCamp classrooms last year. That's an 11% increase from the previous academic year, while 203,000 students and teachers use classrooms for the first time. Over 2,200 active schools, over 1,000 new schools, and over 400 secondary school groups. And this is how we're spread out by region. And I would love to get more, my main goal this coming year, more teachers in Africa, more teachers in Latin America, more teachers in Oceania, for sure. So help me get there. Help us reach 1 million beneficiaries of free data science education by applying today. And these are the easiest instructions that you can get. Okay, slides will be available as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and best of luck to you all on your journeys. And thank you, Echem, for joining us as well.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.